Hello there and welcome to the Star Wars Showcase YouTube channel, where this time around, I'm going to offer you just a couple of quick tips and easy steps on how to make your very own Black Series Hovertank Commander from Rogue One. So, if you think back to Rogue One, you'll remember that these Hovertank Commanders were the guys standing kind of in the top of the tanks as Jyn and Cassian were exploring Jedha, looking for Saw Gerrera. And back when Rogue One first came out, and then again in the Black Series archive line, we've actually already gotten a Hovertank driver before. So I've got an image of that pulled up on the screen. This was originally a Toys R Us exclusive, and then was re-released as part of the archive collection. So readily available, and this guy is actually going to form the base of what we'll use to make our Hovertank Commander. Now, those who are artistically inclined could do this just with a little bit of paint work. I think all you'd need is a little bit of navy and a little bit of red just to round things out. But this time around, I actually went with the use of Waterslide Decals for the first time. And these are coming from GI Trooper Kits on Etsy, who is a fantastic UK-based, both, decals and 3D printed Black Series goods storefront. So definitely recommend checking them out, as this kit here is very affordable and fun to put together as well. So if you're unfamiliar with Waterslide decals, these are often used in different like military airplane or tank models. And the idea is you've got almost like a sticker sheet here. And what you'll do is take a safety razor or scissors or something that's sharp and just cut out the shape that is here on the decal sheet, while of course being careful not to harm yourself or others. These decal sheets are special because they're actually water-activated adhesive in them. So once you take your kind of cut-out sticker sheet and you dip that in some warm water for about 10 or so seconds, the top layer will actually slide right off. It's a very thin plastic that you can then affix to whatever you'd like, and upon waiting a couple of seconds, it will glue into place. So as you can see on this sticker sheet here, make a Hovertank Commander, we've kind of got these shoulders, there's a little band that goes on the shoulder armor as well, along with a couple of different shapes that go on the chest. And so when putting this guy together, all you'll have to do is dip your cutout sheet into that water, allow things to slide off, and then I recommend taking a pair of tweezers just so you get a little bit of a better hold, and then you just kind of work to affix it over the spot where you want things to stay. And I will say the first couple of times you're working with Waterslide decals, they can be a little bit tricky, getting them to stay in the place that you want. So I recommend just taking this very slow, exercise a little bit of patience, and definitely take a look online as well, as there's a ton of other collectors, as well as, military model enthusiasts who have all kinds of tips when it comes to using these. So once your cutout decal is kind of affixed in the place that you want it, allow it several minutes to kind of solidify, and then I recommend taking this micro saw. This is something I got off of Amazon for just a couple of dollars, and what you can do is with an older paintbrush is just dip that into this solution, just a very thin layer is all you need, and very gently brush it on the outside of your dry decal. And what this is going to do is basically harden and tighten up that decal so it's airtight, so it's really glued down there. Please wear some gloves when you're using this stuff. I don't know the effects on your skin, but it's definitely something that I wouldn't play around with. So make sure you've got just a pair of, either surgical gloves that you can pick up at the store or something similar, so you're not getting this all over your hands. Once you've got these decals affixed, then you can take one of these, and I used a Tamiya weathering set here. And as I open it up, you'll see it's very much like a makeup palette. You've got these little sponge and this little brush that comes with it, and all you'll do is kind of dip and dab at the palette itself with your sponge, and then you can apply that weathering right directly to your trooper. So as you see, I've kind of got this nice sandy desert look to him now, and this is as simple as just a dip onto the pad and then a dip onto the trooper, kind of smudging things around with the sponge to get that desired kind of weathered effect here. As one call out here, the decals already have some nice weathering to them. There's little chips in the paint that the GI Trooper Kits has put on there, which kind of adds this really nice worn effect for this kind of battle-weary commander trooper. Once you're all done with that, you'll just want to take this guy outside and hit him with a couple of thin layers of of a kind of a matte spray sealant, and I've got an image of that pulled up on the screen. This will just help ensure that the weathering that you've added, as well as the decals, really stay on place. And that way, when you're, if you're playing with the figure or posing it, putting your fingers all over it, that all of that weathering and all that stuff isn't going to be coming up in your fingers and it is going to stay on the figure. So reflecting back, this is a pretty easy project to put together. Waterslide decals take a little bit of time to get used to. I'll provide a couple of links in the description here for other online resources that I use to kind of get used to it. But in total, buying up one of these Hovertank drivers as well as the decal kit isn't going to run you more than $30. So this is a pretty affordable project. It's fun to put together. It's definitely a new skill kind of in your customizing toolkit that you can have. It gives you another really great Rogue One Trooper design. So let me know your thoughts on this. If you've got any questions, if you've got any tips for those who are trying out water slides for the first time, and let me know if this is one that you'll be taking on.